Hey derelicts. I thought I would try today to make a video. I know it's not in great focus. We've tried like every angle we can do with this little Sanyo, and it's not really, it has an autofocus and it's not focusing very well, but you might be able to still get the idea. A lot of you are asking how I get my highlighted areas to look like there's glossy accent on there, or how I do my shading, so I figured I would try to show you. I don't think you can see my markers because we've attempted to do this a few times, but I'm using RV21 and RV25 on her dress. And on this one, what I did first was come in and do the lights first. I tend to do that a lot. Sometimes I'll start with the darker, but not very often. For me, it's easier to get the light in there and then go back and figure out where I want the darker shading. I know a lot of people on the videos that I've watched start with the darker, but for some reason that doesn't work as well for me, so I kind of just pick what works for me and stick with it. On this dress, I had her all colored in, okay, with the RV21. Then I came back with the RV25, and on the way I did this is I started about right here and went up and colored the dark over here like the light was coming from this direction. Color the dark on this side. Oops, I got it a little bit on her hand, but that's okay. Right here, kind of where her jacket would be, making a shadow. Barely underneath her little waistband, and right here underneath. Okay, and then I come back with the lighter and just start blending, going over the dark. And sometimes it takes a little minute to get it blended together. But this new paper, I've noticed the Gina K paper is really making a huge difference with how easily and quickly it shades, because the ink is kind of staying on top of the paper a little bit. You just keep going over it, especially this sharp line right there, until it blends. I don't like the way it's blended right there. I just keep going over until it looks right to me. And then you can even, sometimes I'll go like right along the edge with the dark again. And sometimes I'll leave it. It just depends. Sometimes I kind of blend it in a little bit. And I noticed I got some on her hand. That's why I tend to leave the skin till one of the last things, so I can come in with my colorless blender and push the ink back over like that. Because if I get it on there after the skin color, then it's a little harder. Oh, that was messy. I got it on her jacket and push it back over, which this isn't really a huge deal because I colored her jacket black, but being the perfectionist that I am, I usually end up getting the color where I messed up off of there. Okay, and then for her tights, what I did was, what I did on this is I do little dots every other one. It's a little harder when you have like really small spaces, I've noticed. Let's see, pink. Let's see if I can not get the stripes messed up. Black, pink. Okay, there we go. And then I take the RV21 and kind of blend it together over here like this. This is harder than I thought. And try to color and talk at the same time. It's harder because I tend to try to blend in little circular motions like they tell you, but when you have really small spaces it's a little harder to do. On this one I'm pretty sure I used the C9. Just barely. I tried to get less of the C9 than the RV25 because it's so dark. And just put little bitty dots on the edges. And then I think I came back with my C5 and tried to blend right by the dots. Just barely. And then take the C3 and kind of go back and forth and blend it all together so that you have the lightest part in the middle. When I have straight tights, I like to for the lightest part to be down the middle. I just think it looks better to me, but everybody's different. You may want to shade just one side. Then what I did was I came back with the RV25 and kind of went one more time on the very, like, just kind of trace the line at the very edge over here so that it looks highlighted down the middle. And that's how I did the dress and the tights.